When people imagine the perfect Linux desktop in 2026, they usually picture something flashy, glowing panels, transparent terminals, animated widgets floating across a futuristic wallpaper. But the truth is, perfection in 2026 isn't about how wild your rice looks on Reddit. It's about balance. It's about power without friction. It's about customization without chaos. And most importantly, it's about control without compromise. The perfect Linux desktop in 2026 doesn't try to look like Windows. It doesn't try to copy macOS. It doesn't even try to look like traditional Linux. It looks intentional. Every pixel feels placed on purpose. Every animation has weight. Every interaction feels predictable, smooth, and fast. You move your cursor and it responds instantly. You open a window and it appears exactly where your brain expects it to appear. There's no delay, no stutter, no why did it do that. It starts with the foundation. Most people building a near-perfect setup are choosing something stable, widely supported, and flexible. For many, that means a base like Arch Linux if they want ultimate control, or Fedora if they want cutting-edge polish without constant manual intervention. Others prefer the dependable ecosystem of Ubuntu or the rock-solid minimalism of Debian. The difference in 2026 is that no matter which base you choose, the end result can look equally refined. The fragmentation that once defined Linux visually has narrowed. Consistency is no longer rare. The desktop environment is where perfection becomes visible. In 2026, KDE Plasma has matured into something astonishing. It's light but not fragile, powerful but not overwhelming. Wayland is no longer experimental. It's default, stable, and smooth. Multi-monitor setups behave properly. Fractional scaling works. HDR support is finally practical. Variable refresh rate monitors sync effortlessly. Animations feel subtle and responsive, not ornamental. Then there's GNOME, which has refined its philosophy instead of abandoning it. Minimalism has evolved into clarity. Extensions no longer feel like hacks. They integrate cleanly, update reliably, and rarely break after upgrades. Gestures are fluid. Workspaces feel spatial, not just virtual. Touchpads feel first-class, not secondary. The overview is no longer a transition. It feels like an extension of your thought process. And for those who want ultimate precision, tiling window managers have become shockingly accessible. Tools like Hyprland have transformed what used to be niche into mainstream-ready elegance. Tiling isn't just about stacking windows anymore. It's about orchestrating space. Windows glide into position. Gaps are symmetrical. Borders react to focus changes with subtle animation. The experience feels deliberate, not chaotic. But perfection isn't only about what you see. It's about what you don't notice. In 2026, boot times are almost irrelevant. Systems wake instantly. Updates happen quietly in the background without hijacking your workflow. Package managers have improved dramatically. Whether you're using Pacman, DNF, or apt, dependency conflicts are rare and predictable. Universal packaging formats coexist peacefully. Flatpaks install without drama. Sandboxing is strong but invisible. The perfect Linux desktop also respects hardware. Battery life on laptops rivals proprietary systems. Suspend and resume are reliable. GPU drivers, whether open or proprietary, feel stable. High-performance tasks like video editing or gaming don't feel like Linux compromises anymore. With tools like Steam and its Proton compatibility layer, gaming on Linux has crossed from experimental to normal. You install, you click play, and it works more often than not. A perfect 2026 desktop also understands theming maturity. The dark theme isn't just black slapped onto Windows. It's carefully contrasted, readable, and consistent across apps. Light themes don't blind you. Accent colors are unified system-wide. GTK and Qt apps look like they belong in the same ecosystem. Font rendering is crisp, pixel-tuned, and balanced. There's no mismatched icon pack ruining the illusion. Typography has become an underrated hero. The perfect setup chooses a font that feels modern and legible, something clean, neutral, and well-hinted. Spacing is thoughtful. Padding is consistent. Nothing feels cramped. Nothing feels oversized. UI density adapts to screen size automatically. Notifications are no longer disruptive. They're informative, subtle, and dismissible. They group intelligently. They don't linger forever. Media controls appear when relevant and disappear when they're not. Bluetooth devices connect without terminal commands. Printers behave. Network switching is seamless. In 2026, the terminal is still central, but it's not mandatory. The perfect Linux desktop respects both power users and casual users. If you love the command line, you can automate everything. If you never want to see it, you don't have to. System settings panels are comprehensive. GUI tools are no longer second-class citizens. File management is fluid. Drag and drop works across apps. Thumbnail previews are instant. Cloud storage integrates natively. Whether you use Nextcloud, Google Drive, or something else, mounting feels like local storage. No weird hacks. No broken sync icons. Performance is the invisible crown jewel. Idle RAM usage is efficient. CPU spikes are rare. Background services aren't secretly mining your resources. Telemetry, if present, is transparent and optional. You know what your system is doing at all times. Privacy is another defining trait. The perfect Linux desktop in 2026 doesn't feel like it's reporting home. Firewall tools are accessible. Permission managers are visual. App sandboxing is clear and understandable. There's no guessing what has microphone access. Customization remains powerful, but it's no longer fragile. In earlier years, a heavy theme tweak could break your desktop after an update. In 2026, APIs are stable. Extensions are version-aware. Configuration backups are automated. You can experiment without fear of ruining your environment. The dock or panel, whether at the bottom, side, or top, is refined. It auto-hides smoothly. It doesn't stutter. Icons scale predictably. Workspace indicators are subtle. System tray icons behave consistently instead of mixing different design languages. Multi-device continuity is becoming real. Clipboard syncing across Linux machines works securely. Phone integration is practical. File sharing over local networks is effortless. KDE Connect-like functionality is standard rather than niche. Accessibility has improved significantly. Screen readers are reliable. High-contrast themes are polished. Keyboard navigation is comprehensive. The perfect desktop isn't just beautiful, it's usable for everyone. Audio management has matured too. Switching outputs is instant. Per-app volume control is simple. Bluetooth headphones reconnect automatically. Latency is minimal. Development workflows feel native. Containers run seamlessly. Virtual machines perform well. GPU pass-through isn't reserved for experts. Whether you're coding, designing, editing video, or writing, Linux doesn't feel like a workaround platform. And then there's the intangible feeling, confidence. The perfect Linux desktop in 2026 feels like it belongs to you. Not rented, not locked down, yours. You can inspect logs. You can rebuild components. You can script behaviors. You can remove anything you don't want. There's no forced update reboot. No advertisement in your file explorer. No pop-up asking you to switch to a subscription tier. The system respects you as the administrator. The aesthetics lean toward clean minimalism with personality. Transparent elements are subtle, not gimmicky. Blur effects are GPU accelerated and smooth. Window shadows are soft. Corners are rounded but not exaggerated. Workspace management is intuitive. Keyboard shortcuts are consistent. Window snapping is predictable. Tiling can be dynamic or manual. Power efficiency matters more in 2026 than ever before. The perfect Linux desktop adjusts performance states intelligently. It scales CPU frequency appropriately. It avoids runaway background tasks. Backup tools are integrated. Snapshots are simple. Restoring a system doesn't require advanced knowledge. The software ecosystem feels cohesive. Discovering apps is easy. Reviews are visible. Security updates are quick. Most importantly, the perfect Linux desktop feels calm. There's no noise, no clutter, no unnecessary complexity. Everything serves a purpose. It's fast when you need speed, quiet when you need focus, customizable when you want creativity, stable when you need reliability. In 2026, the perfect Linux desktop isn't about proving Linux is better than something else. It's about not having to think about your operating system at all. It fades into the background, empowering everything you actually want to do. And that's the real perfection, not neon gradients, not animated widgets, not 1,000 configuration files, but a system that feels invisible, responsive, respectful, and completely under your control. That is what a perfect Linux desktop looks like in 2026.